Hi guys, and welcome back. So today we're going to see how we can store messages on our Redis server. As you can see over here, we already have a file called message storage, and inside here we have an in-memory message storage. So we're going to see how we can store this on Redis. So to do this, to achieve this, we're going to be using two commands, two Redis commands to be precise. So first is our push. Basically, this is going to be a list. So Redis push, basically it means that it's going to create a list and it's going to append values at the end of the list. So as you can see over here, our push my list hello, our push my list world, and the second is going to be lrange, that is list range. So the basic syntax for this is list range and then list name itself and the start index and the end index of which list that you want to loop. So when you perform lrange on my list over here and give the index from start, that is 0, to end is, that is -1, it's going to return all the values inside the list itself. So these two commands are push and lrange we're going to use today. So I'm going to minimize this and I'm going to say export class Redis message storage extends message storage. Correct? So here let's declare constructor, let's declare super, and then write this dot Redis client. Oh, I need to put Redis client parameter here and then say this dot Redis client equals Redis client. Now let's define our functions. So save message. This is obviously going to be asynchronous. So async. There we go. Asynchronous inside here. So here I want a message parameter inside, and I'm gonna say await this dot Redis client, right? And I want to execute multiple commands over here. So I'm gonna say multi, like we did last time in the last video, and I'm gonna say r push, and here we're gonna give a unique key, so messages, and then I'm going to say message dot from, right? And same, if you guys understand, we're going to do this for 2 as well. So this message is going to be inside this message is going to be on a JSON format, so we need to stringify this. So I'm going to say constant value equals message dot stringify, oh no, sorry, JSON dot stringify, and then pass in the message. There we go. Then here I'm going to pass in the value, string value. And next I want to again our push. Here I want to say messages and put our to element or to property inside. So message dot to and pass in our value. So I'm going to say dot exec execute at this end. This is going to return 2 because the number 2 because we inserted 2 or executed 2 commands. So this is done. Next I'm going to be defining our find message user. Again, this is going to be an asynchronous call. So inside here we are passing user ID. So let's say user ID, then I want to return this, right? So return await this dot Redis client, and then I want to say lrange or list range, range, Let me spell that correctly. And then I want to pass in the key, which is going to be messages, and then our user ID inside. So user ID, and then I want to pass in the range, correct? Start and stop, exactly. So 0 and 1. There we go. So this is going to be a asynchronous call. So awaiting this is going to pass in some result. This is going to give us a promise. So I'm going to await this, and then inside then I want to write a function. I want to say this is going to return us some response, right? So I want to say return res dot map p. Oh, I need to put this in brackets. That's why it's giving us an error, right? So res dot map. Then I want to say, actually, let's say this results. This makes much more sense. And inside this, I want to say res, and we're gonna pass this because all of this is string. Whatever response is coming inside is a string. So res. There we go. So this is it. We have defined both our functions. Now let's make changes. Let's change our in-memory storage to Redis message storage in index.js. So here up where we are importing these two functions, we're gonna say, actually let's just cut this out and paste it down here. We're gonna use that in just a second. So Redis message storage, there we go, right? And so I'm gonna say equals new Redis message storage and pass in our Redis client. Now let's quickly, oh, I forgot to put constant. There we go, that's better. Now let's quickly, actually, let's reorder this correctly so we don't get anything wrong. Okay, save, find, that's much better. Let's find this wherever this is, down here. I want to await this, right? Because this is returning a promise. See, promise void, and we need to decorate this function as async because you are awaiting something. So next is find find a message for user. Yep. So here this is a little bit ugly, so I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to say constant messages equals await and find message for user. So we have written await over here, so I need to write async async. There we go. And I'm going to copy this and paste it over here. So messages for each, that makes much more sense. And then we need to write asynchronous over for here as well. So await, there we go. So this is done. We are done with the message storage as well. So before we run this project, I'm quickly going to change a few things. Here I'm gonna say start, right? And I'm gonna run node and cluster.js because that's gonna be our entry point. Our main is still going to be index.js, but our entry point is going to be the cluster. So when we run this, this is going to be npm start. This is going to run our cluster.js first and then run our index.js file. So I want to change a few things before we run this project. I made a couple of silly mistakes, so let's correct those and let's run the application after that. So first, I want to go on cluster.js and I have imported CPUs. I have not included workers count anymore. Worker count is not 4, it's CPUs, the function, and its length. And I have changed workers.count. It's not dot length, it's only workers count. So that is the change I made in cluster.js. Next, in index.js, I'm going to go to the top. Here I deconstructed the methods, but we are using a class over here. So deconstruction is not exactly suitable for that, or it doesn't work to be precise. So I have changed this to session storage and message storage, and now I'm accessing all of these methods. So just to quickly search, so you guys can see where I've changed. So first one is over here, and second is session storage save session, session storage find session. I have awaited all of these. I put the await key, and next is going to be await and save session over here. So we have same with the message storage. Wherever we have declared all the methods, change it to message storage dot. Next, in user messages, I forgot to put the async and await over here, because this is returning a promise. As you can see, we need to await this and decorate this function in async. Same in disconnect, I forgot to put await over here, and async was already there because we are using all sockets. Then in session storage, I forgot to deconstruct these. So first of all, in find session, we are only deconstructing, or I don't think we were deconstructing. So there is a double deconstruction over here. There are two arrays. There is array inside an array. So that's why there is a double deconstruction of properties. So first result we get is an error, and second is actually the results itself. So we are returning json.parse this result because it's coming as string, obviously. And then down here we are getting the results array over here, right? So we are returning results.map instead of just json.parse results. So we are resulting map, and then we are deconstructing. This is returning an array. So we were deconstructing this array, and same as this, same as above, we are getting error and result. So here we're getting error and session, and then just parsing whatever session which is getting mapped, and then returning that session itself. So this is the change in find all sessions. And then lastly over here, I made a small change in disconnect. I showed you, I just remove this user object. I was putting this object inside here, so I just removed this out and made this look much cleaner. And finally, in message storage, down here we are getting find messages for user. Here we had L range of 0 and 1, so we don't want 1, we wanted -1. And yeah, this is it. This is all the changes that I made. Quite a few bit I missed, so doesn't matter. I hope I covered all of the changes that I made. If you still are getting some kind of error, I would recommend you to check the GitHub commit. There is a link in the description where you can see whatever changes I made. You can follow through those changes and see if you have missed anything, or I failed to or I might have failed to mention. So now let's run the project here in the terminal. Before running this project, actually, I need to run my Redis server. So let's start a Redis server first. I'm going to show you guys how we can do that. So here we have already downloaded this Redis, right? So just double click on Redis server. There we go. Now our Redis server is running, and now I'm going to run npm start our server and also start our client side project as well. So here you can notice, see, we have a master running, and then we have our server listening to a port, and we then created a bunch of workers. Splendid. So this is working. If you are getting some sort of error, just Google it, or you should have this port running and everything should be fine. So here, let's log in with 3 different users. I'm gonna take my name. I'm gonna say John over here, and then Cindy. There we go. All our users are joining and connecting it. So let's refresh this. There we go. Our session is still intact. Nice, good. Now let's chat to someone. Let's chat to John. John. And I'm just gonna type in my name just so we can see clearly. Yes, see, from Aditya. Splendid. Now let's talk back. Aditya, and say John. Nice. This is working. Splendid. Let's quickly talk to Aditya over here. Hi, Aditya, and say Cindy. We're getting message. See, let's talk back to Cindy. Hi, Cindy, and say, and let's jump to a different. Oh, we haven't talked to John. So, hi, John, Cindy. Nice. So let's jump. See, we're jumping chats, and this is rendering perfectly in our chat window. So this is all working all right. So we already have this functionality. We just need a database to store all of this. So this is working perfectly. That's it for this video. I'm quickly going to show you guys a neat trick. If you guys are having some sort of trouble with previously stored keys, and you want to remove all of the stored keys, so here just run a CLI and just type in flush all. That's it. That is all you need to type. So this will flush all your stored keys, whatever keys that you have. And if you want to flush the whole database, you can say flush db. That's it, and you can run the command. I'm not gonna run it because we are already demoing this. So before I end this video, I just want to quickly show you guys something, right? So I've changed a line over here. I just added a console.log messages on our user messages. So this is the event that gets fired every time I switch a user in the chat. I'll show you guys. So here, watch what happens. I haven't selected any user, right? So if I select John, see, it's getting called 2 times. Now if I click on Cindy, watch the number, okay? Watch this number on the left hand side. It's getting rendered 9 times, from 2 to 9. Now it's going to get fired every single time. Like, it's going to increase a lot more. See, if I click on John again, it became 9 to became 31, 31 to 98. It's happening 98 renders. This is not good. This is just going to keep increasing. Oh my god, this is bad. This is awful. We don't want this, right? So I'm gonna fix this. So how do I do this? Here we are actually having some dependencies, right? So what is happening is every time this event gets fired, use effect re-renders a lot, and we're having use effect, we are having callback functions over here, and we are having to place dependencies inside this as well. So these values are also changing, by the way. So every time something changes in this function and in this use effect, it's rendering that many amount of times. So this is bad. So how do you fix this? We just remove this thing right here. That's it. We just keep an empty array, and just ignore this warning for now, and that's it. I'm gonna save this and watch what happens now. So it's reached to 3,300 now. So if I refresh this, ignore the warning, And if I click on John, see 2, 3, 4. Now it's much faster. So that is the fix that I wanted to tell you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video where I start with the group message feature, just so you guys can check. Yeah, it's rendering 10 times. This is good. This is good. So I'll see you guys in the next video where I'm gonna start with the group message feature. I'll see you guys then. Bye.